Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unlimited, NBAA fixes NYT's false narrative on BizAv. Suspected post-stall crash and fire damages 5 aircraft. Army reclassifies 22,000 airborne jobs, ending most jump pay. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Let's get into today's stories. NBAA fixes NYT's false narrative on BizAv. The New York Times put out a video editorial that included mischaracterizations and misstatements regarding how general and business aviation contribute to the funding of the nation's aviation system. NBAA corrected them in a letter to the news organization. Ed Bolin, president and CEO of NBAA, pointed out that business aviation pays proportionally for its use of the system, just as the airlines do. NYT's argument is not credible because the aviation system's costs are not being driven by small airplanes flying to community airports in suburban or outlying rural areas. The fact of the matter is that independent studies have shown the costs of running the system are really driven by airlines' hub-and-spoke network that squeezes hundreds of flights through big airports at peak travel times every day of the year. Bolin highlighted 3 key facts in his letter to the Times. 1. Business aviation pays its fair share for aviation system use. 2. Business aviation is an incremental user of the nation's aviation system. And 3. Different kinds of flights impose different costs on the aviation system. One wonders whether it's too much to ask of journalists who are supposed to know better to round up at least some basic facts before putting out opinions or complaints on topics they know little about. After the break, Kim Dell to receive Katharine Wright Trophy.
I'm currently using the Hartzell Talon, by far the best aerobatic propeller ever come out.
I use the Trailblazer. It adds performance to the Super Decathlon and dependability, and it's rugged.
Hartzell's been an excellent partner for Whip Air, just in terms of your product support as well as keeping an eye on the market and developing new products that meet demand.
It's helping us all have better performing airplanes.
It's such a proud honor to fly behind that propeller.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. Kim Dell to receive Katharine Wright Trophy. NAA has named Kim Dell the recipient of the Katharine Wright Trophy for 2025, noting her leadership and significant contributions over an extended career. Ms. Dell began her aviation career in 1992 as a retail promotions assistant in the Cleveland, Ohio area. She progressed to promotions coordinator for the Cleveland National Air Show, continually expanding her role to include Colorado Takes Off, the series of events marking the grand opening of the new Denver International Airport in 1995. Teen pilot awaits approval for Antarctica departure flight. An American teenage pilot and so-called influencer stuck in Antarctica has had charges against him dropped by the Chilean government, but the judge ordered him to pay a fine to a children's cancer charity. 19-year-old Ethan Guo's flight took him from Punta Arenas in southern Chile to the island as part of his project to fly solo to all 7 continents to raise money for cancer research. The charges accused him of providing false flight plan info to officials who detained him. Diamond delivers 5th DA-62 MPP to 2XL. Diamond Aircraft announced the delivery of the 5th DA-62 multi-purpose platform to 2XL Aviation, making the UK-based company the world's largest operator of the aircraft and strengthening the partnership between the two companies. 2XL Aviation utilizes the DA-62 MPP for a wide range of missions, including maritime surveillance, environmental monitoring, and ISR, or intelligence surveillance and recon operations. IndiGo questioned for alleged simulator training errors. India's Directorate General of Civil Aviation is forcing IndiGo to the stand after learning that up to 1,700 of its pilots may have conducted training in unapproved flight sims. The airline has 2 weeks to respond to the notice. The regulator says the lapses involve training for critical airfield operations into airports that demand extra preparation due to terrain, runway layout, or other unique challenges. DGCA's investigation found that several of IndiGo's full flight sims lacked the proper qualifications for these airports. That's it for today's Trip Around the Patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. Suspected post-stall crash and fire damages 5 aircraft. On Monday, August 11th, what looks to have been a stall during landing left 5 aircraft damaged. The 4 passengers traveling in the Socata TBM-850 survived, with 2 suffering minor injuries. Flight tracking data shows that the TBM-850 went down while attempting to land at Kalispell City Airport in Montana. The privately operated turboprop, registered November 860 Charlie Alpha to Meter Sky LLC, was on approach to runway 13 and seemed to stall just before the threshold, then veered off to the left. This path took it into a parked Piper Cherokee, which then spun into a Citation CJ, damaging its right aileron. The TBM also struck a Swearingen SX-300 and a Cessna 172, with a post-crash fire consuming the TBM and SX-300 and causing thermal damage to the 172's left wing. All 4 occupants of the TBM, 3 passengers, and the pilot survived. 2 sustained minor injuries and were treated on scene. No one was inside the other aircraft at the time of the accident. Local fire crews and law enforcement responded within minutes, containing the blaze before it could spread further on the ramp. Once the wreckage was secured and the runway area cleared, all aircraft were moved back to their spots. The crash occurred at approximately 2:08 p.m. local time. After these messages, Army reclassifies 22,000 airborne jobs, ending most jump pay.
Meet the first of a new generation of the M-Class family. The M700 Fury. An aircraft worthy of the name, an indomitable force. The M700 Fury transcends traditional limits. With more power, blistering performance, a finely appointed interior, and the luxury of what matters most. Time. Experience the Fury. Join the legacy.
The legendary BD4C program is building an exciting future for those who want a rugged 4-seat family flyer with a proven history. The SureWings program produces a complete kit and builder assist program that gives you everything you need to be flying a BD4CS in record time. For conventional kit builders, BD Aviation has parts, partial kits, and full kits for the 190-mile-per-hour BD4C that has logged thousands of hours. Visit SureWings.com and BDAviation.com for more detail.
Welcome back. Army reclassifies 22,000 airborne jobs, ending most jump pay. A fair number of Army paratroopers stand to lose monthly payments of $150 as leadership makes changes to the airborne force with the reclassification of more than 22,000 paid parachutist positions. These armed service positions will be reconfigured to allow that airborne skills may be required, but without the benefit of jump pay. These modifications can still allow soldiers to attend jump school, but may not mandate to maintain such skills or even to participate in jump operations. Lieutenant General Gregory Anderson, 18th Airborne Corps Commander, said a lack of available aircraft and personnel challenges with parachute riggers and jump masters were driving factors for the seemingly radical shift in emphasis on such skill sets. Paratroopers who may still be eligible to receive, quote, hazardous duty incentive pay are encouraged to direct questions about the status of their situation to their immediate chain of command. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.